Hi, welcome to the first episode of Chá-Talks. My name is Lina and today I want to talk about language goals and if we even need goals in general. So first of all, Chá-Talks is a new series that I want to do here on YouTube and just talk about language related stuff and also life in general a little bit. So grab yourself something to drink or a cha, so a tea. I have today a milk tea that I got from the Asian store. It was like a bottled milk tea, so I haven't tried it yet, so let's hope it's good. Yeah, it is. Okay, so actually I planned this video to be up earlier. I also filmed it, but some of the footage got lost, so now I need to refilm it, and also I didn't like the lighting there, so I wanted to talk about the language goals I have this year and also some thoughts about goals in general and all this January goal new me thing. So I divided in the 3 languages that I want to improve this year. Feel free also to skip and maybe just listen to the different languages. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So as I said before, I'm majoring in sinology, and I just want to focus more on Chinese, especially my pronunciation, my conversational Chinese, and also my listening comprehension, because during the years I really struggled with it a lot, and maybe also weren't honest about it, that I struggled with it. And especially during COVID, I didn't have like a lot of people to talk to, so I'm just not good at it sometimes. And also just because we have like some language classes and later on, so now I don't really have classes anymore. It's really just a little bit wishy-washy, so I want to have more structure in my Chinese learning journey, and especially in Chinese you really need to be consistent and not just only learn it during your semesters, because I did it in uni. The other language that I want to focus more on is Korean. Actually, from all the languages that I started to learn, Korean was the first, but then I switched majors, and then I really didn't do a lot of Korean because of Chinese. So my Korean is also kind of in the middle, maybe the same as my Chinese. So I have some other struggles in Korean than in Chinese. So like in Korean, the talking part is a lot easier, but the grammar part is a lot harder. So for Korean, I want to improve my grammar, especially maybe you know it from yourself when you hit like the intermediate level or closer to the advanced level, the grammar gets pretty hard because you have like all the different forms and stuff like that. So I want to improve on that, and in general also learn more words and meanings in Korean. And maybe this is like a really far goal, maybe take the topic test, but I don't know. I also want to take the HSK test, but I also still don't know if I'm gonna do it. But this is like some of my goals just in general in all the languages that I'm learning, to take some tests. Of course, a lot of people say you don't need like this paper that says you know a language, but in general, especially if you like to learn languages, I think it's also pretty good to have like a paper like this, because then you can do something with it in the work field. Especially in Germany, you need for everything like a paper that says that you are like a real person or that knows something specific, and you can't just say, oh, I know this and this, and then so if you're lucky you can get a job, but most of the time you need like the proof of it, that you know it really. So this is also like a goal for me, to have like all the papers. So Korean is more on the grammar than for Chinese. For Chinese, of course, also grammar, but in general, I want to focus more there on the grammar, not so a lot on the talking part, because I think I'm okay with it. That I started last year, just dipping my toes in it. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know it maybe. Is Japanese. I always wanted to learn also Japanese, but because I had Korean and Chinese, I said to myself that I only gonna start Japanese if I have like a certain level in both languages, because in my opinion, if you start like a lot of languages from the beginner level, is a little bit confusing for the brain. If you can do it, then total respect. But I generally just started Japanese a little bit later than everything. I want to reach maybe the end of the beginner level this year in Japanese. I think I have maybe some pros for Japanese, just because the kanji is like the Hanzi, just with like a different meaning and pronunciation, so it can be helpful but also tricky. In general, I just learned last year maybe the hinagana and the katakana and some words and expressions, but nothing big. So my goal is like to reach the end of the beginner level. I also have like 2 books that I want to work through, and hopefully it will be good. So this is like my general goals, I will say, and my language goals for this year. As I said in Chá-Talks, so Chá means tea if you don't know it in Chinese, and I thought it's like funny, so because a lot of cultures talk about things over tea. Also in Russia people do it, so my parents are originally from Russia, and like a lot of people meet up to have a cup of tea and to talk. So like in German culture it's more to meet up over coffee, and I thought it's like a funny idea to call like a YouTube series like this and just talk about things and that I have on my mind, and also maybe did some research. So if you have something you want to learn more about it, just comment down below. So is it important to have goals, or is it not? I think it's like also a big discussed thing on the internet, if you need to have goals or if you need to have systems or tactics or stuff like that. Of course, you can have goals, and then there's tactics are helping you to reach those goals, lifestyle changes or whatever you want to call it. So for me personally, I need goals. It's just a character of mine. I need something that I can work forwards to, especially during my years in university. I think because I didn't have like a really like big goal in mind, because like the goal before always was to be in uni, but then I was a little bit lost on what I wanted to do with my life and what I wanted to work. So I knew I wanted to study, but I didn't know what I wanted to do after I have the studies. So I think I was a little bit lost and didn't have like this big goal. So maybe, for example, some of my friends want to become teachers, like for the high schoolers or something like that. And I didn't had it. I was like, I want to be an announcer, or later on I wanted to be something else. So I were a little bit in a wishy-washy area in the beginning of my 20s. And I think it's okay. I'm still in my wishy-washy area, especially when COVID hit and when I started this YouTube account, and then I didn't do anything on this YouTube account, so I was also not really consistent. So I think some other things that I want to work on this year is consistency and discipline, especially discipline and also everything. So I think it depends how you are thinking about the goals. So I read also Atomic Habits, and I think habits are better than goals, but habits can help to reach your goal and then later on still have something, because goals are always have an end, and with habits you don't have an end most of the time, especially if it's a good habit. If you have a bad habit, then you need to quit it, which can be also really hard. So I think it's great to have goals, but you need to keep in mind what the goal is, and you also need to keep in mind that at some point you're gonna hopefully reach the goal, and then you need another goal. So I hope you liked this first episode. I still working on perfecting it, especially because I haven't uploaded like a long talking video in a while. If you liked it, please give it a like, and also write down below what you want to hear from me, maybe like a specific topic, so it can be study language related or just in general life related, because I think sometimes I'm a little bit older than some others, especially from like the people I'm connected on Instagram. So if you don't know, I'm 26. And I hope I see you in my next video. Bye!